Hello and welcome to Simuldub Saints, your guide to seasonal anime dubs. I'm your host, LaserKid, and with me as always is my trusty co-host.
Hello, I am Archangel, lover of cat girls.
And we have our returning special guest today.
Yes, I'm back by popular something. It's me, Sketch.
You think this podcast is popular?
Yeah. You're back by our ascent.
Well, you've all been listening to our theme song, Wherever I Go, from friend of the podcast, Ampren. Please check out their awesome music, link in the description.
And this episode, it's another real-world thing. We are shouting out the Stop Killing Games initiative. More about that at the end.
Please stop killing games.
Please.
So, yeah, we have a whole load of news. It's almost like it's Anime Expo weekend. Oh, wait, it was. A year ago, Sketch and I were watching a One Piece concert together.
Yeah! Oh, man, that was great.
That was a great concert, holy crap.
The seats were not.
The seats were not great, but the concert itself was.
The concert was great.
You gotta push yourself into the seat, and then you're, like, locked into there, and you gotta, like, fight yourself to get back out. But, you know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Intermission was a struggle.
Intermission was absolutely a struggle.
Well, I highly recommend it to anybody who has the opportunity to see the One Piece orchestra. Go see it.
Absolutely. Super, super worth it. Very good. So the news is as follows. We have a second season for Reincarnated as a Sword.
Oh!
Hell yeah. I think we're all happy about that one.
Yes. The world always needs more cat girl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation Season 3 is to stream on Crunchyroll next year. That makes me happy. There's a cool little trailer also. As someone who's read the entire light novel, it's only going to get better from here.
Just disappointed that it's not until next year.
I know.
Well,
time. Plenty to enjoy in the meantime.
Oh god, yes. Speaking of,
read the books.
Guess who's back? Black Clover is back. Yes.
Oh dear.
Black Clover's season 2 is what they're calling it. Has been announced. I think they had a lot more than season 2 at this point, but it's returning and it's coming back to Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when people start referring to their seasons and shows by these weird conventions, I love that.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised that it's coming back to Crunchyroll.
No, nor am I. But
I mean, all of the season sets are on final sale right now, like last chance sale on Crunchyroll right now.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I may have to pick those up.
Pretty decent discount on them.
Black Clover's pretty good. It's not my favorite of favorites, but it's good. But what is one of my favorites, ReZero, is getting season 4 next year on Crunchyroll. Yep. We don't have to wait 6 years this time.
I think I can hear J-Mac shouting for joy all the way from Utah here in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I think you can. We're also making J-Mac and me and all of us scream for joy. We also have Frieren Beyond Journey's End to scream in January next year.
You scream, I scream. We all scream for Frieren.
No, I was hoping.
Mark, you're going to scream for this next one because Wistoria is coming back for season 2 next year.
Hell yes, brother.
Story 1 and Sword. And Ark, I know you're also going to be excited to hear that Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 is going on.
Yeah, I was the one that found out about.
Yeah, you're the one that found out.
Just because it popped up on GOG, is where I got that. But yeah, more Edge Runners.
Now that's good.
Welcome back to Night City.
We need to finish season 1.
It's gonna be like it's an anthology.
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen where it ends, but judging by the way that it's talked about ex post facto obliquely in 2077, I don't think a sequel with that crew would be possible for whatever reason.
No, some of the characters, but
right, but it's a pretty typical cyberpunk story. There's a high body count.
All I gotta ask is more Rebecca, please. She didn't get nearly enough screen time.
Well, we're getting more of Apothecary Diaries, not surprising anyone, but they're not calling it season 3. They're calling it a sequel, and they're saying that it will take place in a new land, but there is more Apothecary Diaries.
Huh?
Okay,
Yeah,
I've fallen off of the
I'm a
book, so
little
I have no
confused.
context for that.
I am
Are
a
they-
little confused, but I mean, I'll take it.
Are they doing anime original stuff?
I have no idea.
As long
Maybe
as
Mama's
it's somebody
going
as
for
good.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure there's
Mama's
still
going for a
books to
trip.
adapt. So.
Oh yeah, because remember her what's his face? Her adoptive father studied in the West. Maybe she gets a scholarship. That would
Could
be
be.
cool.
Mm.
That
Also
would be cool.
continuing next year, My Hero Academia Vigilantes Season 2, also on Crunchyroll.
Excellent. Lots of things need to be punched.
Yeah, it's all right.
Mhm.
And specifically because Sketch is here, we can't not talk about Rooster Fighter getting a premiere in spring 2026, and that trailer is awesome.
Come on, not until next spring.
I know. I was
killing
really
me.
hoping.
So wait, that was real. I didn't have a hallucination.
No, you did not. We talked about it
No.
before, Ark.
No,
All
but
right. It's just- I
that
keep
Fist
trying
of
to
the North
forget it's
Star
real.
thing, that was definitely a hallucination.
Oh, Japan.
Stop it. Stop ruining Fist of a North Star. Stop ruining all the manliest anime with the worst CGI animation. Stop it.
Stop killing shonen. Stop ruining seinen.
No, stop killing Seinen.
Stop killing seinen.
I think we have an episode time. No.
Might use that.
Oh, maybe.
And our last piece of news goes right into the topic. HiDive announced all their fun Simuldubs for this season, and we're about to go talking about them.
Ooh.
So I could tell you about them, but we're going to tell you about them as part of our topic, because we're here to tell you all the fun Simuldubs coming this summer. Some of them have already started, because, it's July.
Right.
And starting with HiDive, as mentioned. First off, Flower and Asura, premiering on July 16th. Kana joins the school's broadcasting club to discover her love of reading, and maybe change the course of her life along the way.
Yeah, so I actually watched this subbed, or at least I don't know if it was the whole show, because HiDive's UI is for dog shit, and it's like they don't even have a link to go back to the show as a whole.
Yeah.
What
They really got to
the
work on
fuck?
that UI.
Their UI used to be better. They made it worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you've all heard my
really bizarre.
my professionally fueled rant about how their UI is dog shit. But I think Sketch wants to share his thoughts. I think you mentioned that before we started.
Okay, so yeah, the browser UI is awful, and the apps have never been great. They're very glitchy. They constantly crash. But right now, as of yesterday, when I was trying to watch something on HiDive, I'll go ahead and say it's Call of the Night Season 2.
Ooh.
I couldn't click on any of the videos on the app, so I updated the app. And now it's completely broken on both my tablet and my phone. Completely broken. All it loads is a
Oh my
screen
God.
that says no content, and where you can
Oh,
log
HiDive, what'd you
in just
do?
says log out, but you can't
Oh.
do anything. It doesn't go anywhere. It's I'm trapped in Sword Art Online. I can't log out.
Yeah,
And there's
well,
nothing
my
here.
Well, my fun little bit of things with the website with this afternoon, when I was going to look at the trailers, I was trying to find. I just went to it was on my my main computer, my gaming computer, where I'm not usually logged into HiDive, and so I went and I'm like, okay, I could just find the news from the front page. No, the only option is log in. You have to log in to see their fucking news. It's like, why would people? Yeah, it's like, maybe people want to read the news before they decide whether or not to give you money. Did that ever occur to you? You fucking idiots.
Evidently not.
Okay,
I love HiDive.
execs, fire your UI team.
I love
Really-
HiDive.
really bad.
Into a volcano.
I've long said it's the best deal in anime, and I stand by that. But
Oh,
their
it is.
UI is
It's
needs work.
garbage.
It's dog shit.
But-
It's dog shit.
If you're thinking of a workaround, you might think, oh, well, I can just subscribe through Amazon. Well, last time I checked, they don't have everything. So you can subscribe to HiDive and pay the same amount and have less things you can watch.
Oh, see, the reason I didn't do that is I just do the $60 a year, so you can't do that on Prime as far as I know.
Of course.
You can do the monthly, but...
Mm-hmm. So it's darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Yeah, that's pretty
nuts. You either have a terrible UI experience or you have even less shows for your money, which totally sucks.
At this point, I don't like to be like this because I do work in the software industry, but HiDive execs, your UI team is not doing their job. I am deadly serious when I say just fire their asses and hire new people.
Like,
I don't care how much
if it seemed like
only one person knows the code base or whatever.
Sometimes. But
no, they're not.
They updated the UI, I want to say last year, and they've just done nothing since.
Yep.
And it's so bad. It doesn't even tell you what show you're watching.
No, right. And it does not track of where you are in your show, which is really like basic bitch setup, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find
it has a history, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find some off-the-shelf stream site where for interim. You know, something.
You literally bounce around.
One more thing.
Yes,
I swear to you, almost every time I go on HiDive, at least in the past, I would go on HiDive and I try to find a particular show that I have been watching. And it's just not in the list of things I've recently watched. I'm like, what?
Nope, it won't be there.
There's things from like 3 years ago.
Yep.
But not the thing I watched just yesterday.
I've literally put in a support ticket and they told me, oh, no, that you're just imagining that. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'm not imagining it.
They're like, oh, no, see, that's not how that works. But it's what's happening. Clear your cache. Okay, still happening. Try another app. Still happening. Oh, well, we fixed it. You fixed it.
No, you haven't. Because I'm not seeing my shit.
It's ridiculous.
It is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, wait, when support people are like that, it's like, look, connect me, like, escalate the ticket. I need to yell at somebody who's, who's not a victim here.
Yeah.
No, I've gotten heads of support and reamed them out before. Because it's like, if you don't have a solution, that's fine, but please just be honest, okay?
I at least get somebody when I contact HiDive, when I contact Crunchyroll. I might not get anybody, or I might get told, yeah, we charged you your money and we don't have the thing sent, and tough. Deal with it.
Pretty sure they never sent me my email to get my my
it didn't
prize
used to
box,
be that way.
My prize box
God, those
for
codes, yeah.
Not the discount. They don't do that anymore.
I know they don't.
The loot box that you get for being subscribed
for the
a
big
year.
tier, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it might be somewhere buried in my email because I swear to you, I lose emails all the time. But
oh my gosh, yeah,
I think they just never sent it. Yeah, it is.
That's a big perk. If they're not sending it, that's a major breach in trust.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Crunchyroll, what are we gonna do with you?
I would.
We will own nothing, and we will be miserable.
I didn't want to watch shows. I really would.
Stop killing anime.
Stop killing anime.
You know, who is it who said that piracy is a customer service problem?
Seriously.
You know, I mean, I can't be bothered dealing with the pirate sites, but that's the only reason I deal with this shit.
Yeah.
But it's getting there. Anywho.
There's always our good friend, the torrent.
As a friend of mine likes to say, my friend Tory Rent.
Mm-hmm.
Moving along, right. I heard somebody mention Call the Night Season 2.
Well, hang on. I haven't talked about Flower and Asura yet. Albeit briefly.
My bad.
So it's a coming-of-age drama, and what I didn't expect them to actually dub this. I thought they chose not to because of the subject matter. And the subject matter is, like I said, they said the broadcasting club. This isn't really a thing we have in the West. It's different from, say, a voice acting club or something like that, though there is some overlap. But it's a lot of declaiming poetry and reading literature, and apparently it's this whole thing, at least in Japan. So I thought that it was just too difficult for to translate that into English. So I'm going to be very interested to see what they do with this, because half the focus is on these kids growing up and the other half is on this art. And it is an art of language, and especially about poetry. So I have no idea how they're going to do this, but it's going to be a wild ride for the voice actors if they're doing this right, is all I can say.
How many
And I look forward to
seasons
seeing.
ago did this run?
I don't know. I watched it at like the beginning of the year. So
Okay, like at the beginning of the year. It's already on the HiDive free channel.
Okay.
I see it pop up there a lot. Not dubbed, obviously, but the sub has been cycling through there.
yeah,
So
no, I
maybe-
watched it subbed. So
It was June of last year is when it came out. So
okay.
it's
So-
about a year past.
It's
So
about a
Ark, I
year
think
old
you were
then.
more than within your rights to assume it wasn't going to get a dub, given that they took a
Right.
year to get to it.
And,
But they
and
are
like I said,
getting to
having
it.
watched it, I'm not expecting this to ever get dubbed, because I wouldn't want to take
Now
this
that you've
on, but-
described it, I do remember you telling me about this one when you were watching.
Yeah. So I'm very
intrigued.
interested to see how this comes out, and very hopeful. HiDive has a fantastic record with their dubs.
I'm
They do a
still
very good job
salty
with
that Funimation didn't dub Seiyu's life.
Yeah, we
All
are
right.
still holding up a flag for the Lord of an evil galactic empire not getting a dub.
Although, yeah, I won't at this rate. If things like sometimes it seems like sometimes they just put things on a 1-year hiatus, so maybe next year.
Maybe
If they don't do it then I'll get
Crunchyroll
really
sometimes
salty.
will give you a dub out of nowhere. That does sometimes happen.
Right, but that's HiDive, right?
Well, this is HiDive, but Crunchyroll has done that as well. Campfire Cooking did that, and there's another one recently that I can't remember, but they do sometimes do that too.
Okay, then.
But when Crunchyroll does it, they'll dub like the entire season and drop it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So now we talk about Call of the Night.
Indeed. Sketch, since you mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and let you tell us about the Call of the Night.
Oh, Call of the Night Season 2 continues the will they, won't they of Nazuna and Co.
God.
Oh yeah, that's season 1 for you.
You see, Ko, he doesn't really understand love. So he can't really fall in love with the vampire, and he can't be turned into a vampire until he falls in love. So that's kind of the crux of things. But mostly, they just hang out late at night, play video games, chill, do whatever.
It's a very silly show. I've seen the first couple episodes of season 1.
Sounds
I never finished it,
unbearably
though.
boring. But if you
Most
put it that way,
episodes
that sounds
are
unbearably boring.
Big on vibes.
Yeah, it's a vibey show. I didn't finish it, but season
I
1,
call
but
it Fooly Cooly Lo-Fi.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I could totally see it. Ark, don't worry about it, because I'd have to catch you and dragging up on season 1, and I don't think that's going to happen, so we're probably not watching this one, but I do hear good things about the rest of what I haven't seen, and I would not be surprised if it's decent. Getting us all caught up would be a work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good vampire comedy
pretty
romance.
decent. It's a very chill show, from what I recall.
It's very chill. Like, it really captures that late night feeling.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Great
Okay.
music too. Phenomenal
Wow.
music, especially the openings and endings.
All right,
Speaking
Ark, I
of
guess
music-
it's-
Doing the work.
Yep.
Ark, I
Speaking
guess
of
it's your
music
turn.
speaking of music and what appears to be a distinct lack of chill, Rock is a lady's modesty.
Yes.
That's just premiering in August.
As is
and,
called the night.
Yep. Lilith's passion for Rock reawakens when she meets Otoha, her seemingly perfect classmate, who is secretly a heavy metal drummer.
That's
And
some Gap Moe.
this gives me vibes of one of the couples from the excellent visual novel Kindred Spirits on the Roof. But we'll see if it tracks with that at all.
Honestly, this thing is just making me think Angel Beats.
I don't know. It looks like
I don't
silly,
think they're
happy
in
fun.
purgatory.
Yeah, they're probably not in purgatory like Angel Beats, but you know the whole music band thing.
Yeah.
I also have to say, as an historical reenactor, I adore their outfits.
They are nice.
It is
nice,
lovely. Yeah. They're nice. They look lovely in and of themselves, and it's a great juxtaposition with rock and roll.
I'm actually kind of hoping this is going to be like Jellyfish Cancel the Night, where you're just basically, building up a music group. I want to see it.
Yeah.
That I think is definitely on the table. How close it'll be to Jellyfish, we'll see.
Well, yeah, it's not going to be exactly that, obviously, but that is kind of where I'm hoping it's going to go towards.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're literally seeing the four of them on the image that you'll be seeing on your screen right now. So,
and that leads us to our continuing HiDive dubs, one of which we've been watching independently due to various travel and work circumstances, although it is one we've both been watching. At least I think you've been watching this one, Ark.
I've started to catch up. I need to finish.
Okay. And that's Sword of the Demon Hunter, which continues into Core 2 in September, but Core 1 is still being dubbed as we speak. Jinta journeys through a century-spanning epic, all while questioning why he wields a sword. This one's very interesting. It's almost like Demon Slayer, except it's a little darker, and we don't really have most of the time we don't have the whole, well, the demons actually, we got to look at why they turn. No, we just kill the damn demon. Very screwed up initial beginning. It starts out very dark, and then it softens some. Not a lot, but enough where it's not like too depressing, but it's got a pretty rough beginning where it's like, oh, this is depressing. But it is very good action, great characters. I recommend it.
Possibly the rare Sentai show that Toonami really should look at.
This is Toonami bait. This is absolutely Toonami bait. That would be a very smart pickup for them.
Okay. And next up, one that I'm not so much mad I'm not mad they're dubbing this. I'm mad they're dubbing this instead of Evil Lord.
Well, it's a different company.
What? Well, there's one more HiDive. Wait, Evil Lord isn't that?
Evil Lord's Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. So now I'm just rolling my eyes, but all right. I am living with an otaku NEET kunoichi. In exchange for her protection, Tsukasa must allow the kunoichi Shizuri to move into his home as a NEET.
I think Adam Gibbs plays the guy in this.
Oh, now we're gonna have to watch it. Now you made sure we're gonna have to watch that.
As our notes indicate, we're gonna give this one episode.
We need it's been going, so that's when we're gonna.
You got one shot.
It's got one shot.
Because I'm just looking at the art here and the way the ladies are dressed. That tells me with 95% certainty, no. But out of a sense of obligation, because we do this podcast, I think we need to give it a shot.
Sure, and if Adam Gibbs is a major character, we absolutely have to take a shot, everybody.
If only to share his pain. Although he's getting paid, so you know.
I'm sure he had a good time with it.
Speaking of evil empires,
no. I gotta talk about this show.
Do it.
Oh God, if you must.
I was pretty excited that this was getting made into an anime because I, 2 years ago, started following the artist on Twitter and was reading it as it was coming out as a webcomic.
Okay.
I of course had to wait for somebody to translate it because it was in Japanese, but yeah, I like ninja stuff and NEETs that can be amusing. And I really like the art that the artist does. And it's pretty cute, definitely saucy, very silly. There might be, some depth to it, but not really much. But the anime adaptation, it's okay. I'm glad it got made, but the production values are. Hopefully, the dub does some heavy lifting because I thought the Japanese
that's
cast was
happened
just
to me
fine.
before with the Otome Life is Tough for Mobs anime, where the animation was not that great, but that dub was so good.
Mm-hmm.
So a good dub can absolutely lift a mid-animated.
Yeah, thankfully
show
it's
for
not
sure.
that bad, but
Man. Most things aren't that bad.
That was a heartbreaker.
That was.
I can only hope season 2 is not nearly as bad. Just like I hope season 3 of One Punch Man is not nearly as bad.
Well, we got Mappa on that at least.
You don't have Mappa on One Punch Man. That's
Are you
still
sure?
JC staff.
Oh, I thought
that
it was
incorrect
Mappa
report.
Oh, I didn't get that update. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, it's JC
Curse you,
staff.
incorrect reports.
All right, on to the Evil Empire.
Also known as Crunchyroll, yes. Okay, who wants to talk about this one?
I'll take it if you guys are.
No, I'll do it.
Okay. All right, Sketch.
Go for it.
Continuing from a previous season, I forget when. The second season of A Couple of Cuckoos, which is just a harem, just a love quadrangle. Because this was such a convoluted start to a rom-com. This Nagi and this one girl, they were switched at birth. Their parents eventually figure it out and think the best way that they can still be part of each other's families is, well, they could just get married. No. So in the first season,
well, that explains the title at least.
Yeah, in the first season, they try to set them up to like get to know each other, but Nagi already has a crush who's also his rival in school, and also his younger sister, who is technically not his biological sister.
No, Japan, no.
Yeah, it's a train wreck.
If this was a hentai, I'd be all about it. But as a romance anime, my note literally just goes.
Yep,
that was my note.
Yeah, mine was just also yawning. But the subs already, well, not already as we record this, but it will begin on July 8th, probably before this comes out, at 7:30 a.m. Dub TBA. With Crunchyroll, just assume 2 weeks later. Usually that's correct with a giant asterisk, but usually within 2 weeks, the dub will come out if it's not the same day.
Yeah, you almost wonder why they always put TBA when it's almost always 2 weeks later.
This is a frustration. Have HiDive will be like, oh, it'll come out on this day. Crunchyroll's like, maybe it'll come out when we.
And we're not going to tell you until 2 days before.
It's like, okay, cool. We all know when it's actually coming out. Well, maybe it is, and maybe, yeah, that's when it's coming.
Yeah.
Well, Ark, I know you have interest in this. You want me to type? So go ahead and.
Well,
I actually watched.
It looks suitably bonkers.
Yes, it is. I've seen episode 1.
So, is it Clevites or Clevites?
Clevites.
Okay, Clevites. So the description is a Dark Lord, a reborn hero, and a child, meaning a literal babe in arms. Looking at the art here, unite to change the fate of a dying world. And
so to give you some,
the sub and the dub both drop. It's coming Wednesday. Okay.
Already out. You can watch it now as of this recording. Definitely by the time it comes up. By the time this episode comes out, we might even have episode 2. Same day dub. Clevites. To give a little bit of context from everything, I actually watched it. The heroes of the town. So there's this kingdom that make these like really powerful magic weapons, and they give them to heroes who can wield them properly. They go after the demon beast Clevites, and they die. In response, Clevites goes to the kingdom and wipes it out. And then there's this mother with a baby crying, begging Clevites to help her baby. And Clevites is just like, I don't know. It's like, I promise it'll be worth it. And Clevites is like, all right, fine. He doesn't even know why he did this, but he agrees. But he doesn't know how to take care of a human baby, so he resurrects one of the warriors, who he killed at the beginning, and it's like, you take care of this baby. And that's kind of where the story goes from there. It's it's interesting. There's some Clevitus does not understand humanity moments. His initial comment to the lady is, bare your breast. She's like, why do you want that? No explanation from Clevitus. I had to watch this with my parents in the background. They were like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sorry. This, of course, is the one
I promise it's not porn. I promise it's not porn.
Well, at least you didn't make them watch Rent a Girlfriend.
I wouldn't even make myself watch that.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. But it is good. I'm a little shaky on it, but I think it's got a solid foundation. If done right, this is going to be really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we shall see, but at least it'll be interesting. Even if it's a train wreck, it'll be interesting. All right. So this next one, changing the mood strong enough to give us whiplash. Who wants this one?
Sketch, if you want it, you can have it, because I can take the next one.
I scrolled down. Okay, one. This one, yeah. Actually, this one looks really cute.
It does.
Cultural exchange with a game center girl. Cultures and coins will collide in this romantic comedy series set in a Japanese arcade, where a British girl shows up at a Japanese arcade and wants to play the games, and one of the guys working at the arcade develops a friendship with her. I believe Sally Amaki is voicing the girl in Japanese, which is pretty great. So you have a native Japanese voice actress who can speak fluent English.
I've seen that trailer where, she does a pretty good job.
Yeah, she didn't get the accent, at least that I heard, but the English is actually English. So
yeah, it's
because that's the thing. She's supposed to be British, at least for the English dub. I hope they actually cast someone who is British for her, or at least
they might, because
British. Because I'm sure most voice actors can do a good British accent, but there's no substitute for a native accent.
They might find a specialist like they did for Alia.
Yeah, a lot of British people moved to the United States, so...
I mean, they did... This is long ago and far away at this point, but they did it for Hellsing Ultimate, so...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that came across with Sarah's voice actor. But yeah, the only other thing I have to say is cultural exchange of bodily fluids, Scott.
Oh, God.
We were all thinking it.
No, I actually wasn't.
None of us were thinking it, but you.
Well, then shame on you.
You and your strange friends that I don't know.
Anyway, looks cute.
What are friends? Where do I catch friends?
At the Pokemon Center.
Okay. Something
yeah,
Joy. All right.
This one starts on, actually it's already going Sundays at 7:45, dubs TBA. It's already started, so for about 2 weeks, we'll probably have a dub.
Excellent.
Oh, is it a 11-minute show?
Is it? It might be.
7:45 a.m. time slot.
Oh, let me do some investigative.
It's on streaming. I don't see.
Wow.
Why that would matter.
Well, this is just it kind of mirrors the Japanese broadcast time. It's
no,
not usually exact.
23 minutes.
That is super weird.
Yes, that is very strange.
Why would it go up at 7:45 a.m.? Well, I'm glad it's full
reasons,
surely.
Reasons. Yes.
And I've totally got this one, Ark.
All
because
yours,
my
buddy.
boy is back. Don is back, and it's already going. Same day dub. Episode 1 is already out. I've already watched it even. Ghost aliens and the supernatural collide again as Don continues season 2. Picking up literally exactly where season 1 left off. Jingy's
what
crazy
an awful
house.
place to stop.
Oh god, it really was. It gets even worse. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not a good start for the season for Momo.
No, not really. But I mean, she does win.
True.
My poor heart.
True.
Yeah, Arcus, you're like the one person I know that doesn't like Don to Don.
I don't dislike it. It's just not my kind of stupid.
That creepy family is certainly something.
Oh god, yeah, no.
I imagine a good number of your listeners already went to see this in the theater.
I almost did, but I was too poor.
It was a good showing in the theater for the first 3 episodes.
Did.
Solid dub.
It's going to keep going.
No shock that Alex Lee continues to slay.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Those voice actors were having way too much fun.
Oh, yes. And now for something that I don't know if any of us are going to be watching.
Probably not. I'm at least going to give it, again, 1 episode out of, I hate to say professional obligation because we're not getting paid for this, but...
well, I mean, it's still professional.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure this is just trash, but we need to check. And I'll take it. The title is Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters is a Breeze. And the description goes, Yu is adopted by the Mikadono family and must handle his 3 genius stepsisters falling for him.
Is it a PA work show?
Yeah, I almost certainly nope.
Nope,
but
not for
and
me.
you don't need to watch this. Okay, I will check. Just in case there's something more to this, but this is probably just more not porn.
If it is more than it appears, tell me. But I don't expect it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, if it is, I'll drag you and drag it into it. But otherwise, there's no sense.
I mean, that's how we did Kowloon, and that paid off.
Yeah. Well, that was I didn't expect to be not porn. I expected that to be just boring. So
that's what I expected.
Won't. With this, there's no sense scarring your and Dragon's innocent little souls with this sort of thing.
Well, the Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters will begin on July 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific. And sorry for the image difference here. Literally, this is one of the few where I could not find a nice wide banner for. So you get poster size for this one.
This is a strange pick for a dub.
Very odd choice, yes.
Who knows?
Like, oh yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to fall squarely
for
into
the Soul PA Works show from last season, but you'll dub this.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, sex sells, but yeah. I mean, I fall back on my eternal thing of anime should be anime and hentai should be hentai.
We're going to be saying that a lot today, aren't we?
We're talking about anime. All right, who wants this next one?
Sketch, if you want, I'll take it. If you want to take it, you can take it. I'm good either way.
Yeah, I'll say it.
Yeah, because the next one's for okay, I think.
Dekken no Mogura, Earthbound Mole. Intriguing title. A band hermit traps spirits in his lantern as strange encounters blur life and the afterlife. Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in this one on the concept. The trailer's not that great, but the concept, I want to give this one a shot for sure.
Yeah, the trailer.
The
trailer showed us it's taking place apparently in the real world. It also just looks weird, which always has my attention.
That's fair.
And also, it won my heart a little bit with the tagline at the end, which was "Poo on you, youngsters."
Get off my lawn!
I kind of feel. I'm now old enough. I feel that.
Yeah, I can feel that.
But yeah, our protagonist looks suitably weird.
Yeah. It looks fun. I get kind of Mushishi vibes out of it.
I don't know what that is. So.
I'll have to show that one to you at some point. Thought I had.
Add it to the list. Maybe you did.
Oh, yes, the long pile.
Though.
Next up, it's time to get excited because Dr. Stone is back with Science Future Part 2. It's going to be coming on sub July 10th at 7 a.m., dub right after. It's Dr. Stone. If you don't know what this is at this point, you've been living under a rock. See what I did there? The Kingdom of Science pushes forward as the journey to uncover the truth enters its climax. Hell yeah, 1,000,000,000%, I'm ready.
I am also 1,000,000,000% ready and excited.
I'm not 1,000,000,000% ready because I still haven't watched the previous part.
Yeah, it hasn't showed up on Toonami for some
Silly
reason.
me, holding out for Toonami.
I don't blame you. It might. This one's always got a place in my heart because this kind of was my connector piece to Toonami Faithful way back in the day. I was writing a lot about Dr. Stone as guest pieces. That and Food Wars was kind of my early stuff I wrote about for Toonami Faithful as a guest writer. So Dr. Stone means a lot to me, and I would love for it to go back to Toonami for sure. But I'm also not going to wait. I will watch it.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to just watching all of it with my friend.
It is worth it. Science Future is very fun. Finally getting past what I read in the manga, because I read a lot of the manga and eventually I fell off of it. I think we're finally getting to the point where I'm actually going to see new stuff for me. Well, Ark, I will let you do the one after this because I know you want to do that, so I will jump ahead of you here. Unless Sketch wanted to do this one.
You go ahead.
All right, this is Gachi Akuta. I've heard so much about this one. This one is sub and dub Sundays at 8. Framed and cast in the trash-filled abyss, Rudo fights monsters and the system that dumped him. I have not watched this yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about Gachi Akuta for the years I've
They
heard
were
about
hype
it.
about this last year at Anime Expo.
Yeah, they were.
I think that's when it was
This looks primed for an Archer level rampage, and I am here for it, having seen the first half of this world. Yes, it is time for a crusade and a cleansing. Or as I put it in the notes, kill them all and let their false gods sort them out.
So you're turning into 40K over here.
Purge the unclean.
Well, yeah, it looks a little darker than I usually go for, but it looks fun.
Yeah, no,
like I said,
any religion that's having that effect on a population needs to be yanked up and burned, root, branch, and twig. In real life and in fiction.
I mean, I don't disagree with you there. Well, Ark, I know you want to talk about this, so go ahead and talk about this.
Yeah, so anyone who hasn't, just think, if you think I'm a little crazy, imagine the Westboro Baptist Church, but with the resources of the Catholic Church. Anyway, that's how bad this is. Anyway, so next up is I was reincarnated as the Seventh Prince so that I can take my time perfecting my magical ability, or as we just call it, Seventh Prince, Season 2. And the magic-obsessed prince returns to master even more spells in Season 2. And this is very stupid, very lighthearted. It's one of my favorite shows from the past couple of years for some reason. I couldn't explain to you why. I just love it.
And I'm not as much of a fan. This is the one where I'm not sure if my soul can handle this level of stupid, but I'll
which just shows that humor is subjective. So yeah, I would not hold this up as anything like, the greatest show or the greatest humor show of the year or anything like that, but it's one of my favorites. So
yeah. And sub airtime for Seventh Prince is July 9th at 9:30 a.m. Dub probably 2 weeks after that. This show, it eats paste.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's just not for me.
Yeah,
but I watch
it's
it.
Just
you put up with stuff I like to watch that you don't, so I do the same in return.
I appreciate it.
But there is something
some of
here.
the first season, and I thought it was interesting.
No,
yeah, it's fine.
It's fine is about what I say. I'd say C plus B minus.
Mm-hmm. Solid dub.
The dub is fun. Is great. Dub
My favorite character is the Sword Master Maid.
She's cool. My favorite character is the little book demon thing.
That
he made into his
great.
The poor little guy.
He's got a bit of Goma syndrome going on there.
Exactly. Like, imagine if Goma was, made into somebody's pet, So.
Well, now we've got one that I think all of us are bouncing off walls for. At least I'm back in sketches. I know we are.
Oh, yeah.
A sketch? Go ahead. You got this one.
It's the return of Kaiju number 8, starting with the special episode Hoshina's Day Off, which is available dubbed now.
Ooh.
I've watched about the first several minutes of it, and I got interrupted, and I was sad. But it's there.
It's fun.
It's good stuff.
It's a fun little slice of life moment where at least 2 of the cadets are like, hey, we want to see what the vice captain's up to.
Yeah, I got to that part.
Jeez.
It's fun.
Well, you have balls. I like balls.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
why would
much.
you tail somebody that devastatingly strong?
No. A stupid bet is the answer.
Yeah, it was
that
a
actually
stupid
makes the most sense of anything you could have said, I think.
The,
Because people are like that.
bet.
Dub itself is set to return on July 19th at 7 a.m. Dub probably 2 weeks after that. We got the special already because that was dubbed for the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that compilation movie was fine. They did a good job of keeping the important parts. Though oddly, it stops right when he's revealed and gets taken into custody.
Place to stop.
So they don't include his trial, his judgment, so to speak. Which is strange. I don't know why they would do that.
That is a very strange place to stop, yeah.
Anyway, I'm hyped. Glad it's come.
One of the best shows I've seen in a long, long time.
It's
the fact that I've been
fantastic.
saying this for a while now, but the fact that this summer has both Kaiju number 8 and Dawn to Dawn plus everything else, this season is sizzling.
I am not looking forward to choosing our awards.
No, our award's it's gonna be painful.
It's gonna be
gosh.
All right. But yeah, what I'm most excited for is to learn what the fuck is going on with the kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I read a little bit ahead in the manga when the anime ended because I'm just like, I need more, and then I just fell off like I always do with manga. I like to read manga, but I get busy and I forget where I was. The Jump app helps with that, but then I have to get back into it and remember everything.
I know, right?
Like, I know the chapter, but I don't necessarily remember everything that's going on.
Fair.
But, yeah, Kaiju number 8 is just absolutely masterclass. Really happy it's back.
All right. Well, next up, I think if it's okay, I'll take this because this looks cool. Lord of
This looks
Mysteries.
like right up your alley.
Yeah. In a steampunk world of secrets and gods, Klein dives deep into occult power and peril. And maybe it's just the font and the way the guy's dressed, but this to me says Harry Potter meets Girl Genius meets God knows what, and I am there for it. I hope that's what it is.
I'm very excited to get into it. I know there was a controversy with the subtitled release where apparently a lot of the context was not shown on screen, whereas if you watched it elsewhere, it was. So I'm hoping the dub will fix that problem.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it's just speaking as somebody who after having played Hogwarts Legacy says that the unforgivable curses are for pussies, because I'd rather explode you to death or throw an anvil at your head. I literally this is like the classic example of a ludonarrative dissonance, because my little kid murdered hundreds of humans over the course and goblins over the course of that playthrough. It was glorious. But anyway, we'll see what this actually turns out to be. Oh yeah, well I want more everything. It was a very cautious foray, Hogwarts Legacy, which I think in some respects was the right choice. But what I want is Bully Hogwarts Edition.
I didn't mean I want another
simulation.
one of that game. I don't want anything Harry Potter. I mean, I want to talk about the next show since neither of you do.
Oh sure. Yes, you got this.
All you, man.
You have it for sure.
It's the return of my dress-up darling, which is a very fun show about a couple of high schoolers that go on a cosplay journey. Marin Kitagawa is a typical gyaru who is also a big otaku, and she wants to cosplay, but she's not good at sewing or even makeup, really. So she befriends Wakana Gojo, who for many, many years has been studying to make the little Chinese, not Chinese, those little, I think they're called Hina dolls. They're very beautiful dolls, and he was always doing the painting of the face, while his grandfather, who runs the shop, does the elaborate dresses. But he's practiced sewing for so many years as he's training to do that. And she finds out that he can sew, and is like, "Oh, will you sew this outfit for me?" And from there, friendship, possibly something more. They're really, really cute together.
It's
Both
definitely
of them,
something more, judging by the trailer.
They definitely have feelings for each other, but neither of them will be completely honest about it. They're just too overwhelmed by their feelings. But it's super cute, and it's also really informative of cosplay.
Oh, okay. Well, that could be fun. Quick note, Lord of Mysteries is already going on Fridays at 8 p.m., so that's probably coming out within the next couple weeks. And Dress Up Darling, it begins. It's also Saturday. It's not also the same time, but it's also currently running Saturday at 9:30. So it's also about 2 weeks out.
Ah.
But yeah, I've heard from other people that this is good for what it is, and I certainly don't feel about it the way I feel about certain other shows we're going to get to here eventually. But it's just not for me.
Hey, that's fair. It's not for everybody.
I won't be as nice when we get to that other show, which is further down the line.
I will say, what I saw the first episode, seems like the animation's going even harder than it did last year. Not last year, but the previous season.
Good animation is always fun to watch.
Cloverworks are crazy. They have 3 rom-coms this season alone.
Oh my gosh. That is nuts.
My Dress Up Darling, they have The Fragrant Flower, and they have the next season of Rascal Dreams of Bunny Girl Senpai.
I need to watch the double that first one.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to New Saga, which airs on Wednesdays at 11. I've actually watched the first episode, so the dub's about 2 weeks out. After beating the Demon Lord, Kyle wakes up in the past. With past life memories, can he save the world? I can give you a little bit more context than that. Yeah,
Did he actually beat the Demon Lord? Okay.
He did, but it cost him everything and everyone he loved and cared about, and he was on death's door.
Huh.
So the idea is this time, let's not do it that way. Let's actually win and take everyone home with you. This kind of reminds me of Returns Magic should be special, which is a good thing because I really liked that story. So much so I actually read the entire web novel for that one. Well, webcomic, webtoon, whatever you want to call it. From watching episode 1, this is very good. I'm very excited to see, especially with the dub. This one's gonna shine, I think.
Yeah, the concept of being given foreknowledge of your doom, and then how do you, with no more resources than you originally had, how do you avoid your doom? You see that in a lot of stories, actually.
Yeah, well, he lived it, so it's not like he gets a vision. Mm-hmm. He lived the whole thing. So, right. Imagine being sent back 20, 30 years with all the knowledge you have.
Is it him, or was that another him? Was it this? No. Was it this, or was it some other show where in the actual trailer they were basically implying the multi-worlds interpretation of quantum
I
mechanics.
I didn't see the trailer for this one. I just watched the first episode.
Okay.
So I
I
couldn't
don't
say.
know. It might have been this. It might have been. Let me just check the others. I think it must have been this. So yeah, maybe I just took something out of context.
It didn't get that way in episode 1. It very much was, I died and now I'm back here again. And there is a reason for it. It's not a mystery. We actually know exactly why. I'm not telling you that because that I want to have you have some fun with episode 1. But
then why'd you bring it up? All right,
because it's interesting to note that it's not a mystery. That you'll find out very quickly. Anywho,
all right,
good show. Ark, I think this one's all you.
Fine, I'll jump on this grenade. Night of the Living Cat. In 20XX, the world is dominated by a virus that turns humans into cats upon contact. Can humanity survive? If it's 20XX, this is a job for Mega Man.
I would actually say this is a job for stores. Because I've seen this trailer. It's basically a freaking zombie movie where the zombies are cats. Sub's already going on
significantly more terrifying.
Yes.
I'm doping out of this.
Me too. But Sundays at 7:15, so it's already going on. Dub's probably 2 weeks out. Not really in my interest either, but it's an interesting idea. Thanks, Japan.
If they wanted to make a zombie show, there's so many good zombie manga and novels they could adapt.
No, we already got Zom 100.
Well, yeah, my nomination, if they wanted a different one, would be When the Clock Strikes Z, but, that was all right.
I'm surprised they're dubbing this.
Yeah, this is not one I would have expected to dub for either.
I hope they go ham.
I have to.
You kind of have to, otherwise what's the point?
I have to give credit. That title is funny as hell.
True. Oh, and my notes were, these are just cats, not cat people. See me after class.
That image seems to imply people at least start out as like cat-human hybrids before they become cats.
Briefly. Yeah, and no. So as the resident expert on cat girls and cat boys, no. F-. See me after class.
I see that cat has goggles. Did it used to be a Digimon protagonist?
It could be.
Very good question.
Godamon, what have you done?
Takato! You're a cat now! You have toe beans!
Takato. Oh, gosh.
All right. Anyway, next up is a show that I looked at the trailer. I'm like, yep, this is all LK.
I'm not sure I agree or not, although I'm sure I'll like it.
If it's for anyone, it's for you.
I guess I should read it then. This is Omyo Kaiten Rebirth Verse. Also, I should mention, I think I did tell about the cat time already. Never mind. But this one is Wednesdays at 10:25, so it's already going on. Dub's about 2 weeks out. Narihara Takeru meets the girl of his dreams, Sukamiya, and gets to another shot to fight for her life. I will say, yeah, that trailer had a lot of action scenes in it.
It's got the same sort of energy, at least from what I saw from the trailer, as Windbreakers, which is why I think. For some reason, I was really reminded of Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho.
He's got that look. He's got that look. I could.
And that attitude is the thing. It's the way he acts.
I don't know. That hair's making me think of Scride.
It's his action, not his.
That hair is totally making me think of Scride. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's not his appearance. It's his speech and actions.
Yes, I got you. But I mean, it looks fun. Not as fun as what's coming next, but it looks fun.
Who wants the most Japanese show in history? Okay.
We already doubled up on you.
It's time once again to return to the dungeon as a vending machine.
Yeah.
Reborn as a vending machine, and now I wander the dungeon. Sub airtime Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. Dub airtime to be determined. Boxo, which what a name for a guy who turned into a vending machine. And Lamus are back. They're ready to face new challenges in this second season. This is a really fun show.
It absolutely is.
Very entertaining. I mean, the production value's fine.
Oh yeah, it's better than it even needs to be.
This show is better than it has any right to be. It should be really stupid and bad, but it's actually
it's really clever.
It's really stupid and good.
Yes. The way he comes up with ways to defeat monsters using things from a vending machine never fails to amuse me.
Indeed.
Yeah, the author has to be a genuine vending machine otaku, is what makes this amazing.
No doubt about it.
Also, just very smart because the way he combines things to do things, that's very intelligent. Right. But yeah, Boxo's back. I love friend.
Back again.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh god. And my only commentary is buy the telepathy skill, you pussy.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously, come on, Boxo, do it.
It's time to be able to communicate.
He's scared of how that's going to go with Lamas.
I just remember
all I have to say to him is box up.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we made this, Arca dared me to make a picture of Boxo with a Japanese headband, and I totally did. We've been waiting for this one.
Indeed.
Oh gosh! Look at these train
wrecks,
one after another.
I'll take it.
No, so Sketch gets this grenade.
Rent a girlfriend's back. Oh, help us all. After finding out how that manga ends, I don't even. I don't
care.
But this story arc, after the admittedly kind of nice story arc where he helps Chizuru make a movie and like achieve her dream and try to get it done before her grandmother passes away. Now, everyone's been invited, and I do mean everyone has been invited to Hawaii for a wonderful trip that Kazuya's grandmother is happening, and it's all just terrible. Just terrible.
Insert orphan house joke here.
And this will be the season where the thing in the pool happens. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay.
The less you know, the better.
All I have to say is the 5 ladies in the image that you're seeing on screen look very, very pretty in their nice white dresses, and that is the extent that I care.
It's misleading. Except Sumi, the redhead on the bottom right. Mm-hmm. She is pure. She is pure.
Okay.
Actually, the top left with the black and blue hair, Minnie. She's like a internet personality streamer. She's cool.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Right.
The other three are different levels of horrible.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Well, again, I know I'm a broken record about this, but if this was like a hentai, I might well be all about it. But it's pointless.
Nope, I don't think you would.
Well, I don't know, but at the very least, it would serve more of a purpose. Thing like this, why does it exist?
Right. Because if you don't know the plot of Rent a Girlfriend, a guy pretends to have a girlfriend by renting her a lot, while also juggling other relationships, including one girl who literally immediately fell head over heels for him because she has this heart condition that makes it difficult for her to get excited. Mm-hmm. Like her heart doesn't race, except when she met this guy, her heart raced. And she's like, oh, he's the one. And she does not want to back down, even though this guy is clearly not that interested in her. he's interested in the girl he keeps renting. Meanwhile, his ex, who dumped him probably because he sucks, though he's getting better, she's on the sidelines being like, I know you're renting this girl. This fake relationship is stupid. You should stop it. But she's not like trying to get back with him. She just doesn't want, like, it's so toxic.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like
well, if you want to watch this hot trash, it's available Tuesdays at 6:30 in the morning. Subtitle means the dub is 2 weeks out.
Yeah, and I at least am not judging you if you like this.
I've
enjoyed a lot of
so
it,
much trash.
actually.
I am jokingly calling it a
trash.
hot piece of trash. I've not seen it, so I can't truly judge it. I just heard stories.
I've watched every season.
Trash has its place.
I've bought some of the manga, but knowing how it ends, I'm like, what have I done with my time and my money?
Well, I will go ahead and jump on this next bomb because we have another one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm behind on this trash.
I have yet to start this trash, although I probably should just for cultural relevancy at this point. The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 4 begins July 9th at 5:30, 2 weeks after for the dub. Naofumi journeys to a politically unstable nation where Raftalia has been labeled a threat.
Okay,
I know just enough to know why.
Okay, so
this culture doesn't like demi-humans.
Either I haven't heard about this, or I forgot about it. So what's going on?
How much do you
It's Rising of the Slave Keeper.
Yeah, he's a slave owner.
Moving on. Moving on.
But
he treats them well, so it's not like they're really slaves. But
see, they want to be his slaves.
He's still.
Yeah, well.
Oh gosh!
It's,
like the mental gymnastics.
Yeah. Again, well, there's gradations to that, but anyway.
I think Naofumi's an interesting character himself.
The top end of that scale would be something like what's going on in A-Rank Party, where
we're all married, even though we're not.
Yeah, which in this horrible toxic culture that we're trying to fix technically makes us your property, but nobody acts like it, so whatever.
Yeah,
it kind of goes down from there. Yeah, this is not a notably
in
good
this
version
show.
Of this
He initially has a slave because he couldn't get anybody to join his party because he was ostracized because he was the shield hero, and the religious sect made everybody against the shield hero in particular.
I started watching this, and the protagonist sucked, and I stopped.
Oh, so you've seen more of it than I have.
I thought it was just another isekai, and I was bored to tears.
It is.
He's
That's
really
exactly
unlikable at first, but I honestly do like the guy overall. But
I have heard from and not from like crazy. I have heard if you can put up with it, there is something there, but you got to put up with it.
Yeah, it's. Honestly,
J-Mac and I have talked about watching it just to see what it is.
I feel like the first season had all the best ideas, and they've just been like not really sure what to do ever since.
Yeah, I could.
That said, I didn't watch the third season. I kind of fell off in the second.
Yeah, I've managed to not watch any of it yet, but that may change.
Yeah, it's just I can't get over the fact that he keeps adding slaves because his skill is his skill is the shield stuff, and he can do all kinds of neat things with the shield. But he has slaves, and the reason why he has slaves is because anybody who's a slave in his party gets a buff.
Oh my god.
Like, really? The writing reason for this is infuriating.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, that's the author's barely disguised fetish.
That's
which,
exactly
whatever.
what that is.
Whatever.
It's like, it's still slavery, dog! Like, you could have come up with any other terminology.
There is some weird fetishization of slavery in Japan that I do not understand. It
is a kink that I do not share, but I do understand.
Well, you're ahead of me.
I don't know if I could articulate it, but it's yeah.
Well, this next one is one I've watched. If either of you want to go at it, go ahead. Otherwise, I will go ahead and double up.
But actually, I think I can at least get it close to it with just one classic quote, which is that, and I forget who said this, but everything is about sex except sex. Sex is about power.
Okay. Yes, we're moving. So next one is The Water Magician. Sub airtime Thursdays at 12 p.m. Pacific, so noon. Already out, episode 1. I actually watched it, so dub's about 2 weeks out. Ryo is reincarnated into a legendary magician, but it took 20 years inside a monster-infested wilderness. So, guy dies, meets what basically is like, well, the best thing you could explain that you'd understand is I'm kind of like an angel. Okay. You're being reincarnated. Okay, cool. What am I supposed to do? Whatever you want. Okay, I want the soul life. All right, we'll put you over here. And so he does, and he does RPG magic leveling up things where he's learning to kill monsters, he's learning to use magic, but he's going at it at his own slow pace. Cool. It's a cute little show. I've enjoyed it so far. It's very whimsical. Almost reminds me of early Mushoku Tensei. Minus Rudius being a pervert.
Okay, then. The trailer was very pretty and very boring. The only thing I took away from it was that the animators are very, very good at animating water, which is what we hope they would be with this subject matter.
Water is definitely a major factor here, and yeah, they do a good job. Do recommend.
All right. Up next we have sort of another grenade.
Yeah, we have one kind of grenade and then a big grenade after that. So
I'll take the big one.
Okay, Sketch, you want to do the one that just won't go away? Or shall I take a third? I will do it if you want me to.
It's another season of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Sub airtime Sundays at 2 a.m. Dub to be determined. Nene and Co. join Hanako to expose a traitor among the ranks of the Seven Wonders.
I feel like we talk about the show
episodes.
I feel like we talk about the show every time we do a new season overview.
Yep.
Is this just always running?
I think so. It's like case closed, only dubbed.
well,
about
now.
That.
Now Detective Conan is getting a new dub.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. The 10 episodes on Netflix are kind of like the cliff notes of plot.
Yeah, they chose
within the past over 1,000 episodes. Like
That's
they have
probably
the first
a smart way to do it.
First 2 episodes because it's really establishing things. And then they jump ahead, I don't know how many episodes. And by the I think maybe the goal is to like get people up to speed and then
just dub forward. I know they were dubbing a good chunk of it for a while.
Well, if there's that much material, you may as well just kind of contract people for the rest of their lives and start dubbing.
Right?
I'll go the One Piece route.
Yeah, I do. There is one reprisal in the cast, and I think they picked an excellent character to have them reprise, and that is Inspector McGuire, aka Inspector Magure. Mark Stoddard is back, and it's like he never left.
Excellent. That makes me happy to hear.
It's otherwise a Texas dub, and some people that were in the Case Closed dub are in it, but they're not
the same person. I saw some of that.
Yeah, but Molly Zhang is doing a really great job as young Conan.
Yeah, the one I'm actually most familiar with now is because I haven't had access to Funimation Case Closed in a long time. The most familiar I am is the more modern dub that was on the Lupin the Third crossover movies.
Right, yeah, with Wendy Lee. Honestly, I'm so glad Wendy Lee isn't Conan anymore.
Yeah, that's okay, but...
Yeah.
All right, Eric. Oh, go ahead.
And I just checked out the Hanazawa, the culprit Hanazawa, that's been on Netflix for a while. That is hysterical.
Ooh.
and it's got the Hanazawa is like the shadowy figure, right? So it's just like a bald, shadowy figure. Who did they get to voice him? Max Middleman.
Excellent choice.
It's just Saitama.
That's excellent.
I love it. I love it. And in one episode, he meets another guy just like him, and it's Ben Diskin. And they're like, did we just become best friends? Like, I love this. I love this so much.
Amazing.
Yeah, time to talk about another, boy, they made this an anime.
I was so excited about this lineup, but we have a couple of bombs in here.
Well, this is about par for the course, honestly. It's just a lot in here. All right, so let's see. Watari-kun's Censored, I think is how you read that, is about to collapse.
Yeah, I think we all know what that's supposed to be.
I don't, actually. I don't think it's what you think it is.
I can think of several possible interpretations.
My guess is his man parts.
Possibly.
No.
I also could think life. But yeah. Anyway, so Naoto Watari lives solely for his little sister until his chaotic childhood friend storms back into his life. I mean, looking at the key art, she looks like she could be one of yours, LK, but aside from that, I see nothing to recommend
I
this.
still have no real interest in this madness, but it has an audience, I'm sure.
I remember seeing the cover for the manga at some point and was like, oh, that's probably just awful.
Yeah, I mean, if there's more to this than the usual not porn trash, let us know, but I'm not going to bother with this. There's too much else to do.
Yeah, but those you are checking it out, it's Fridays at 9:15 a.m. Well, they're doing that weird 15-minute mark thing again. But that is already out, so 2H for the dub for this show. This disaster waiting to happen.
Now for something considerably more wholesome looking.
Heck yeah.
Indeed.
Well, Sketch, why don't you take us off with that one?
All right. With You and the Rain. Not to be confused with After the Rain.
Indeed.
Fuji adopts a dog, quote unquote, with a quirky charm on one rainy day. Now life together becomes a heartwarming adventure. Yeah, that's not a dog.
That is not a dog.
So my reaction is...
Right.
And my follow-up reaction is, that's a tanuki. Of all people, a Japanese person should know what a tanuki is.
Haven't you played Super Mario Brothers 3?
Yeah. Or if you're trying to hurt its feelings, you can call it a trash panda. But
I thought that was a raccoon.
Yeah, that's usually a
I'm pretty
raccoon.
sure. Okay, I stand corrected, but yeah, I at least when dealing with tanuki girls, I've had a lot of people call them trash pandas. I've heard a lot of people call annoying tanuki girls trash pandas, and it pisses them off.
I don't know. Looks like an office lady and a critter, and I'm all about that.
Yeah, so this is either going to be incredibly awesome or incredibly forgettable. I hope it's the former.
It looks fun to me, honestly.
I wish they had dubbed the masterful cat, even though it's some people didn't like how it looked. Fair enough, but I thought for the Handshakers studio it was actually pretty okay looking, even nice at times. But the masterful cat was such a wonderful, cozy show, and I'm glad
it's always good to have those. Well, now we're out of new shows, but we're not quite done because there's a couple of continuing dubs. Ark, I know you want to talk about this one. You got it.
We get more Anne Shirley, and so spirited orphan Anne finds love, friendship, and a true home at Green Gables in this heartwarming coming-of-age tale. It's more of the same. It's Anne of Green Gables, and my commentary that I wrote down is how perfectly, wonderfully splendid.
By rivers of shining waters, peak continues. Yeah, no, this one's been a joy. We're probably going to do an episode on this when it finishes because, oh my god.
Yes.
I've never read Green Gables, and now I want to because this one. I even showed this one to my mom because I'm at home right now with my folks, and yeah, no, this one's good.
Yeah. All right.
And now for the show that everyone. Oh yeah, this one's Saturdays at 2:30 for the dub. Continuing. But another continuing one that Ark and I didn't like, but the internet seems to be absolutely in love with, would
Understandably.
be To Be Hero X. Trust equals power. Heroes soar or crash by public faith. To be X means conquering humanity's fickle whims. And from what I can tell, heroes get powered by how much people believe in them and such, and there's, conspiracies. And
that's
shit
an
you gotta deal
interesting
with,
mechanic. But it
is an
also,
interesting mechanic.
It sounds like a fantastic commentary on toxic influencer culture. I have no interest in seeing that, but I think it's really cool the way it's made. And don't forget the absolutely unique visual style that this brings to the table.
Yeah, they're like, we can be arcane. Also, we can do other animation styles in the same episode.
Yeah, we gotta do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's a visual splendid treat.
If you haven't checked this out yet, absolutely check it out. Hopefully it's for you, like it seems to be for a lot of people. It's not for me or LK, but
don't even really think about how it's the third 2B Hero series, because all the 2B Hero series are very different. Like the first one was.
I didn't know there were any others.
The first one was super weird. The second one. A little bit more down to earth, but still pretty weird.
This is fucking weird.
But not as weird as our last continuing show.
True.
Sketch, this one's all you.
What? You mean the show I haven't been keeping up with?
Yeah, the one that we're going to talk about together.
We should
eventually.
catch up because
Who watches The Witch?
This is next week.
Who watches The Witch Watch?
Witch Watch.
Witch Watch continues. Dubs and sub Sundays at 1:30 a.m. It's how many weeks behind the sub?
2, I believe.
I think it's more than 2.
Let me check. I will do my research.
Whatever.
Anyway, Morihito Togi's friend and witch in training, Nico Watsuki, moves in. Now it's up to him to protect her as her familiar. He's an Oni, by the way.
And there's also an idiot burb boy running around too.
Of course.
Yeah, I gave all 3 of the protagonists. They placed first, second, and third in the biggest dumbass for last season.
He did.
I love the teacher. The teacher cracks me up so much. She's such an otaku.
Cool.
Oh yeah, no, this whole show.
She's delightful.
It's a really.
I don't know. I mean, we would have watched it anyway, but I wouldn't have been as excited for it if you hadn't got us all started. So we definitely want to talk with you eventually, whenever you catch up.
Okay. Well, I'll try to catch up soon. I mean, I kind of feel bad if I don't watch it with Duelist or my local friend.
Oh yeah, no, watch it with your friends. There's no rush. It's continuing into the next season. So
yeah, that's true. As we as we explain here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Ark, I believe you had a couple of subtitled only mentions that you wanted to go through.
Yep, very briefly. I'm not even going to put the visuals on the screen because I can't be bothered to pull them up. But Ruri Rocks, which apparently is all about geology, which should be interesting. Apocalypse Bringer, Minogra, etc., etc. It's a long title. MMO Reincarnation, where the protag decides, you know what, I'm just going to build an evil empire. That sounds like a very me show.
Yeah, I'm actually somewhat interested in that one as well.
Okay. All right, welcome to the Outcast's restaurant. Another kick from the hero's party. This time he decides to start a restaurant that will either be heartwarming or boring. We'll see. Solo camping for 2. This caught my eye because I love laid-back camp, and it seems to be that crossed with romance. So we'll see if that's any good. And lastly, this is actually technically continuing. There's a fair few episodes of this already. So I watched a couple of episodes because I was really bored one day on the road, and it's called Summer Pockets, and I describe it as a serviceable but not exceptional coming-of-age drama. So
Okay.
that's it from me.
Well, for me, outside of the ones you've mentioned, like I share your interest in Apocalypse Bringer, but I also was interested in Hotel Inhumans because that very much looks like a be careful what you wish for kind of a show, and those are always kind of fun.
That looks unbearable to me, but I hope you enjoy it.
It looks like it'll be fun. And the other one that is just absolutely looks like it'll be fun is Togen Anki because it just looks like it's going to be really crazy action.
Okay, which one was that?
That's the one where he's an Oni and he's got a train.
Oh.
Wow,
I love how that I just want to note how that passes without any further explanation because anime.
Yep. And anime. I mean, it works for
I
Witch
love
Watch.
this shit so much.
Oh,
so,
yes.
I get to throw in some picks here.
Absolutely. Please. By all means.
If there are any upcoming or continuing subs that catch your eye.
Oh, for sure. Well, the top of my list is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai, its latest arc. They'll probably dub that, but Aniplex takes its time on these things, so that is going to be fantastic. It's the college story arc starting off. I love that show to death. It's so good. Just
I hear nothing
wonderful.
but good things, and it's on my list to get to watch that dub season. So,
yeah. The bothersome thing is, at least as of now, they have the dub of season 1 that's actually pretty recently released, and they have the first movie on Crunchyroll, but the other 2 movies are not streaming anywhere.
That's annoying.
So that's kind of a problem because it's all in continuity and probably important. So hopefully they'll be like, "Oh wait, we should put those movies on now." You can buy them for a lot of money. You can buy them for like $40 each.
No thanks, Aniplex.
So Crunchyroll out of nowhere, along with licensing the new season, license rescued Grand Blue Dreaming, and that show is delightful. It's about diving club, and it's got a bunch of rowdy guys and some headstrong girls, and they dive and they party and they drink, and it's college life. It's so fun. It's really, really fun. I'm sad they're not dubbing it. I may have to try that one out. But the first season, they moved it over to Crunchyroll. It was on Amazon only for years.
So it escaped Amazon jail.
Yeah, it escaped Amazon jail.
Give us recreators, Crunchyroll, do it.
Like, they totally can, because that's an Aniplex show, right?
Oh, so they absolutely should. What the heck?
I don't understand it. I really don't. That show is phenomenal. And it really
it's always been on my as someone who likes to write, it's been on my backlog, and I was waiting for them to escape and dub it, but then that just kind of escaped and went nowhere.
Yes, you do. You know what to do.
I know what to do.
I just noticed that Mr. Osamatsu has a 4th season. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, huh. I guess they'll be releasing that with a dub later through Viz.
I don't remember the full title, but the flagrant flower is apparently like the best romance manga of recent years.
Oh,
at least a lot of people think so. And it looks really good. Did Crunchyroll not announce that? Huh. I wonder who's gonna.
I'm looking. They have one that's like to be announced still, but
I am really interested in The Secrets of the Silent Witch, which is like a witch named Bochi the Rock.
I have some interest in that, but that's going to be interesting because it's either going to be really fun or it's going to be like, okay, you don't have to be that anxious.
Yeah, exactly. And there was some controversy because and I'm not entirely sure who to blame, but there were bad subtitles on this show, but apparently it's been fixed. So I will mention Necronomico, the Cosmic Horror Show.
Yeah, they had. That's the one that had the Chat GPT ones, isn't it?
Yeah, the Chat GPT. Yeah.
Chat GPT says, "Wait, what?"
Streamer Miko's life changes when a VR game challenges her and her friends with mysterious challenges. And it looks pretty off the wall, visually stimulating, neat stuff. So, if they really have gotten the subtitles issues taken care of, probably worth a look.
It does look fun, yeah.
And I don't know,
Oh,
the detectives these days are crazy. Looks fun.
That one looks visually very interesting, yeah.
Legendary detective Nagamo, now clueless and outdated, is thrust back into action by a teen girl. Seems like a fun dynamic.
It does.
But yeah, plenty of things to watch. My gosh.
Yeah,
as always.
Subscription money's not going to nothing, thankfully.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think that's a seasonal wrap-up. So, Ark, why don't you tell us about today's shoutout? Stop killing games!
Okay, so this is the last call for anybody and everybody who plays video games and likes having consumer rights and has EU citizenship. Citizenship in some EU country. Those are the two requirements. If you have not already done so, I want you to right this minute, while you are hearing the sound of my voice, go to www.stopkillinggames.com, click the button that says sign the EU petition, and go through the process. Please be careful to get all of your information correct. So what this is asking the EU to put in place regulations that require online video games, which is say video games with an online component, to going forward implement an end-of-life plan to allow some level of online functionality, probably enabled and supported by the users. Essentially, there's no requirement for the companies to spend any money or time on this, except basically, releasing whatever level of code is required after they choose to end support, whenever that is. So it's basically about
online only games. It includes any game that has like an online DRM component, even.
Yeah, it's basically about game preservation, and it's extremely reasonable. It's being misrepresented. First, it was a couple of influencers who got hold of the wrong end of the stick that held this up, at least to some extent, for a while, and also apparently public apathy. Now, that it actually has technically passed the threshold. As I'm looking at this, it's at 1.2 million signatures out of 1 million, but that does not let you off the hook, because we don't know how many of those are actually valid. Only really valid and correct ones. If you make a single mistake, it's no good. So the target is 1.4. So get on it right now. And if you are not an EU citizen, do not fudge it. It doesn't help, and you could get in trouble. But more importantly, it doesn't help.
Trouble. Like, you could have Interpol come at you.
Yeah, that's unlikely. The more importantly is you're hurting, not helping.
Yeah, you'll be making people who could sign it legally go, oh, it's not needed, when it absolutely is. I'd sign it if I could, but I am sadly American.
And you can tell that this is worth doing, because now that it's all of a sudden come full circle like a tsunami instead of dying on its own, now the AAA propaganda machine is going into overdrive all of a sudden, attacking us.
We can't afford this. This will make it impossible.
They are lying and misrepresenting. And if you doubt this, go on stopkillinggames.com. Right on the top of the site, there's a little button, one of the 4 buttons that says FAQ. Go down the list, read it. All these objections they're putting out are bullshit, and they know it's bullshit, and they're lying to avoid having to spend $2 extra.
Pretty much. So yeah.
Because here's the thing, this would only apply to stuff going forward, and if you plan a game with this in mind, it doesn't cost you anything extra.
Mm-hmm.
It does not.
You are absolutely correct. No, this is definitely a worthwhile endeavor. Happy to shout it out with our...
This is just,
We don't have a huge audience, but we have an audience, and maybe you are part of that audience that can sign it. And if so, please do.
If you know anybody who is, I mean, it's just.
I've been
consumer rights, 100% consumer rights.
I have been
really
retweeting the heck out of these things with every update, because this is important.
Absolutely.
But that's stop killing games. Don't kill games. It's not good.
Should not be designed with an expiration date.
I literally got my parents a record player for their 50th anniversary, and they have 40, 50, 60-year-old records that still work. So why do some games from 10, 20 years ago not work anymore?
Yeah, I spent some. It's just
not making it up. I totally did get the record player.
All this really requires, even if it was, we said you have to do it right now, all they'd really have to do is dump the server software or some version of it. Not the source code, just dump the server software into a zip file, throw it up on File Planet. That would end what we're. Right. Well, that's the thing. That's all we want. And at that point, the publisher's done. They wash their hands. And, if people care enough to get a server working, they will figure it out. And if they don't, then the game wasn't worth the trouble anyway. The point is, it's not the publisher's job. Their only job is to literally just provide the files and then let it be.
Well, and that's if there even is a server-side thing. A lot of the time, it's just, okay, right. You don't need to keep
this whole thing of taking it away. I mean, the whole idea of that. Yes, this whole thing about licensing games versus buying games, that is a separate issue, and this petition has nothing to do with it. So anyone who talks about that is a separate issue that we absolutely need to talk about, but later. It has nothing to do with this, and that is a false flag.
All right. I think we said all we're going to be able to say on that one.
Fair enough.
So I looked it up, and I figured out what's going on with The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity.
Oh, okay.
Netflix has it. And they're not going to release it in the US until September.
Oh, of course. Netflix. Why? Yeah,
Very
I tried
strange.
to find out what Amazon's doing. But Amazon does not have any information about what they're going to be doing, so no idea.
Well, they got Panty and Stocking and Garter Belt.
Oh, that's right. They did get that. Is that going to be this season?
Yes, it's supposed to be. I think.
Okay, well, that's something. Amazon's not very good at telling us what they have. I looked.
Did I just hear that title correctly?
You did.
Panty and it's new Panty and Stocking with.
Yeah, there's an older show.
And you're sure we're talking about Amazon and not Haname and Hentai Haven?
It's Studio Trigger.
Okay.
And they did the most awful thing. Total recast.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There's no excuse for this. Monica Rial and Jamie Marchi will work remotely. They can work on non-union. They can work on union. There is no reason you can't get them.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
So given that I actually recognize those names, that tells me they're being cheap shits.
Probably. Though I think it might actually be a union dub.
Sabbath, but
it might actually be a union dub, which
makes that even weirder.
Surprising.
For Amazon,
well, I mean, it's totally 100% okay to recast Garter Belt from Chris Sabat. Okay. We can all agree on that, I think.
That's fair.
Even though Sabat definitely put on quite a performance.
He absolutely did.
Did it age well? Better than Killa in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, God.
There's a memory. I don't think that was Sabat, but...
No, but I know who you're talking about.
Killa. Yeah, so The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Very good-looking show, apparently. Even though it was released in Japan the same day as Rascal and My Dress-Up Darling, we will not see it in the US and some other regions until September. Yay, Netflix.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to title this section Netflix and Amazon are very silly.
Yes. That's about right.
That's about right.
Okay.
Anything else before we wrap up?
I'm good if you guys are.
I think we're good.
All right. Well, let's try to find out where everybody is. So, Sketch, where can the people find you?
You can always hear me on almost every episode of the Toonami Faithful podcast. I was recently not on an episode, lol. But yeah, that's my primary haunt. I hope I edit, I run the show. So that's the Toonami Faithful podcast. Find it on your favorite podcast app, or at ToonamiFaithful.com, or at SoundCloud.com/Toonami Faithful podcast. SoundCloud, where they found the medical trials during Lazarus.
Yes. We're not good enough to hang out with Dr. Skinner, but Toonami Faithful is. Mainly because SoundCloud wants money.
Fair.
Well, Ark, where can the people find you?
So aside from my usual suite of automation and sim games and stuff like that, the 25th anniversary remaster of System Shock 2 dropped the other day, and it is perfect. They didn't change a damn thing. They just punched everything up to 11. So it is a remaster, not a remake like System Shock 1. So anyone who's never played it, go play it. Anyone who's played to death like me, yeah, it's worth your time. Yeah, that's about it for me. That and work and the usual.
Cool. Well, I am sitting in Arizona watching my parents' dogs while my mom goes to surgery. That's what I'm doing. But you can find me on Twitter at LaserKidPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky when I remember I have a Blue Sky at LaserKid. And you can find me also on the Toonami Faithful podcast quite frequently. I wouldn't say every week, but I'd say most weeks. As for Simuldub Saints, you can find us here on YouTube, which is where the primary episodes are, and as long as Ark's editing, that's where they're all going to be. I'm going to have to get the full episodes from you when I get home, Ark, so I can make audio versions.
They're on my OneDrive. I'll give you the links.
Cool. Don't worry about it right now, but when I get back. Other than that, you can find us on social media at Simuldub Saints for both Twitter and Blue Sky. And we even have a Facebook group where we post episodes as they come out. We just put out an episode as we record this, same day we recorded this. The episode we recorded last week has come out. So, yeah, no matter where you are, check us out. We got good stuff coming down the pike. Sorry about the slowness lately. I should be home. I don't know if I'll be home next weekend or not yet. That's a maybe. But I should be home soon after that. So we'll be back to normal speed pretty soon. Well, I believe that does it for this week's episode of Simuldub Saints. So until next time, catch you later.